James H. Wathen and George L. Gibson are both known for how they built this town, but in the beginning, neither of them ever thought they'd even go to Illinois.
Wathen started off in Bardstown, Kentucky in 1816. He moved to Illinois when he was 19. George, on the other hand, was born in Pennsylvania in 1818 and moved to Illinois in 1831. He later moved to Mississippi to become a trader and a flatboater, and married Matilda Health in 1843.
Wathen was mostly known for founding El Paso with George in 1857, when Gibson came back and became the town's second mayor. James wanted to call our town Wathner, but George said they couldn't call it that because he can't call it Gibson City, and he mentioned El Paso, or the Pass, which they finally agreed on.
Gibson and Wathen worked in and around for our town, which was originally just an idea for 4 long decades. George built a flour mill that stands where Corn Belt Park is now. Sadly, it burned down on February 11th, 1868, but that didn't slow him down. He decided to rebuild it, but on a larger scale, and convert it to a grain elevator in 1874.
Wathen lived in what is now known as the Elms Motel, which George helped him build and is still standing, though not in its former glory. James became the mayor of El Paso in 1869 and obtained the El Paso Railroad with the financial help of George. Gibson was considered a wealthy man and had a wide influence on El Paso. Although James never married, he was considered very close to his family and helped them out whenever they needed.
Gibson had a lot of influence in the church because he gave Reverend Shoemaker a lot on the northwest corner of 2nd and Pine Street where the R.P.J. Rith home stands. When he died in 1902 at the old age of 85, he was very wealthy, with $250,000, and gave it all to his nieces and nephews. Both him and Gibson were buried in the cemetery that George started building with the purchase of $1,000 worth of land. Wathen and Gibson's funeral was very large, with people from all around town, and included most of their family.